How'd you feel about the way you were throwing tonight?
Pitch execution was better. I still think there's a couple chances that I had to make a pitch and I didn't make a pitch to avoid a couple runs, but the offense just did a great job. Defense made plays when we needed to and got a good team win. But yeah, I think overall I'd like to be pitching better. So going to keep working on things in the bullpen and try to clean up some of those innings. when the team gives you 9 runs, the goal is to try to get out there and get through 7 innings and take some pressure off the bullpen. So got to try to make those 95 pitches, cover a couple more innings if I can.
You had a couple of starts here where you haven't been as sharp as you have been earlier. Have you been able to put your finger on what it's been?
No, I think pitch execution tonight was better. For the most part, if I'm not walking guys, then that probably means I'm in the zone and in good situations and in good pitch counts. A couple of those, extra base hits were with 2 strikes, and for me, that is probably either meaning I didn't execute that pitch how I wanted to, or it's the wrong pitch. And a couple of them were out of the strike zone. So if they're hitting extra base hits out of the strike zone, probably means I'm throwing the wrong pitch in that situation. So, go back and kind of watch the sequences, watch the execution in general, and just see if there's something I can switch there. But this one had a lot different feel than Seattle, whereas Seattle, it was, ball was leaving the yard and was walking guys as well. So, was able to limit damage a couple of those innings, but they put some good swings on some good pitches. So that could just mean a little bit of bad luck, but also just maybe the wrong pitch right there.
The offense backed you up today, as they have for a lot of the season. How impressed are you when you watch them have a game like they did today?
Yeah, they did exactly what we need them to do. Against a team that's been reeling a little bit. They go out and put up runs early and give the starter, myself tonight, a chance to just go out there and work and fill up the zone. And it's a good feeling when you can go out there and give up a run early, a run here or there, and still be able to fill up the strike zone and try to get through a few innings. Like I said, I'd like to have been into the 7th there tonight, but if they afford you that opportunity to throw the ball in the strike zone and keep the game moving, that's a big benefit. So they did a great job tonight.
What do you kind of do during those long innings when you're waiting?
Yeah, stretch it out really. Try to find different ways to keep the arm active and use some weighted balls and do some throws and do some different stuff that I do pregame. Honestly, just trying to keep it from getting too cold and keep it from tightening up too much.
Up here?
No, stay in the dugout.
Okay.
So here it's a little bit different facility where going up out of the dugout really doesn't help a whole lot. So, staying in the dugout, you can get just as much done. So it's not a big deal.
Obviously, there's some good lineups in the major leagues. But where do you, when you have a couple of young players like Adley and Gunnar, where do you kind of rate them as objectively as you can, 1 and 2 in a lineup now?
I'd have to look through the big leagues on where they would rate 1 and 2. I think one thing that makes this lineup so dangerous is just how deep it is, and even guys on the bench. Just when we bring guys in, a lot of situations we're not losing a whole lot. But Adley and Gunnar do a really good job of not giving up ABs. When their turn comes around, if there's guys on base, they're getting the job done. Yeah, they both have a little bit of swing and miss here and there, but if they need to put a ball in play, they find a way to put it in play. They go out there and get the RBIs when they're available, and they've been really good there 1 and 2. I don't remember exactly when we shifted Adley to the leadoff, but I feel like he's been it's a little bit different for a baseball team to have their catcher lead off, but I saw it a little bit with Mauer in Minnesota, and it works out pretty good, especially when your catcher can put together at bats like Adley does.
Do you like the different ways this lineup scores too?
They're versatile.
Okay.
Yeah, they're versatile, and talking to people on the other team just before a series or, in the middle of a series, everybody notices it. You can feel it on the mound. When you're out there and there's no ABs that are free, there's no outs that are free, man, you just constantly feel like you're working. It's a constant mental grind, and as a starting pitcher or a reliever even, that's tough. So I've faced lineups like this before. I don't know who the best lineup I've faced, but facing lineups that have this kind of identity are really tough as a starting pitcher, because there's just not a moment where you can feel like you can take a breath and get yourself out of an inning by making one pitch. These guys are going to make you make 2 to 3 pitches to get them out, and it's pretty impressive.
Thank you.
Thank you.